All right, welcome back to another episode, y'all. Welcome back to another. Damn, what? Welcome back to another episode of Solo&Society podcast. You already know I'm Sean. It's a solo episode, actually, solo episode. Me and y'all and me. That is not. Welcome back to Solo&Society, motherfucker. Welcome back to Solo&Society podcast. I'm Sean. I'm back with an episode doing by myself. Let me know if y'all like guest episodes better, if y'all like just looking at my face and me just talking to y'all, a little one-on-ones. I got my hair done, but only because of special occasion, as I mentioned in last episode. Sunday was my birthday, November 17th. I turned 26. Hit a little serious these days. But I think y'all finally get to see me with my hair done, because I don't think I had my hair done not at once on this damn podcast since I started it by myself. But anyway, my hair's done. I look nice. We're gonna get into the episode. Today we're gonna talk about accountability and dating yourself, putting yourself first. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, regardless of anything, we're gonna get into it. You already know how it goes. We're gonna ask a few questions. I'm gonna answer them, and y'all can feel free to answer them down in the comments section below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're at 149, basically touching 150. And by the end of the year, December 31st, I would like to at least have 175, if not 200. So I know y'all can do it. I know we can run it up. And then so on and so forth. We're going to hit 500 soon. I was going to get a lot more collabs going. But without further ado, let's go and get into the episode. So first and foremost, it's another relationship type of thing. That's what's in these days. And we're going to talk about it because I feel like talking about it. First question is, how do I know if I'm the problem in my relationship? Okay, I seen this clip on TikTok, so I thought this would be a good question to ask and then kind of go over. So we're gonna start with something a little deep, right? For those of you that are feeling like y'all constantly playing the victim, avoiding tough conversations, or having excuses not to follow through with anything, this is where accountability come in. If you're out there just playing a victim, because a lot of girls, guys, everybody does it. Everybody's out here trying to play the victim at times and never want to take that accountability for themselves to be like, yeah, I did it. I'll own up to my shit. Right? That's, again, our generation is wired very weird. I still don't understand it. And I'm glad I'm where I am today and staying where I am today, because I don't got time. Everybody got to take their fault. You said something, own up to it. So I feel like a couple questions for those that y'all should really be asking yourself: do I communicate clearly? Because communication is definitely key in a relationship. I don't care if y'all never had an argument in a day in your life. Talking is key. Expressing your feelings is a huge thing. Even if y'all are not very emotional people, expressing your feelings is like a huge thing. Just express it in your own way. Like send it in a text message, write a note, and y'all sitting beside each other, play a game to like get your feelings out or whatever, right? I feel like everybody once in a while should have a sit down to kind of feel like, I don't feel like you've been here lately type of thing, And if they're out here being like, well, you're always constantly working, you're always doing all this shit, that's them not owning up to their shit and owning up to being like, you're constantly working, right? But with you're constantly working, you're always making that little bit of time to make sure you're spending time with your significant other. But when it's time to spend time with with each other, they're just like, oh no, I'm sleepy. Oh no, I gotta go do this. Oh no, I gotta go with my friends. I already made plans with my friends. But y'all talked about this like 2 weeks ago. But like, hey, this date, we gonna sit down together. We're gonna go out to dinner. We're gonna cook dinner. Sit down, or not even do like go out and stuff. Like sit and watch a movie. Sit and catch up on y'all favorite shows. Like, you gotta. I feel like this is that time to put like you have to put in time to be with each other. But if one person is carrying more of the load of the relationship over the other person, then you the problem. If you're not making time for that your significant other, or if you're not making the effort, if you're not communicating properly like you should, like I said, communication is a huge thing in relationships, whether people say they like think it is or not. These days, if you're not communicating, then that's when overthinking comes in play. 'Cause I overthink a lot sometimes, not even about like relationship shit, like a lot of stuff in general I overthink. So in my opinion, I'm a huge overthinker. So I feel like the communication is definitely a huge thing. So if you're not communicating and you're always making excuses or why the other person's not doing something, maybe take a look at yourself. and be like, well, what am I not doing to contribute, or what am I not seeing that I did that they didn't like, right? If that is you and it explains you to the T, or just a little bit, even just a little bit, find where you can own up to your shit and find some accountability. And then if you've been doing this for years and still doing it, maybe you should take a step back, or y'all should find some time to actually have a sit down and just be like, hey, I noticed I did XYZ and you didn't like that, but I noticed I put it back on you, and I was like, I shouldn't have did that. Just a little tidbit. I mean, number two, what's the sacrifice? What's a sacrifice that's too much in a relationship? If you're giving up your peace to be with someone in a relationship, that's too much. That's doing too much. I don't think anybody should sacrifice their peace, their me time, their overall like happiness to be in a shitty ass relationship. This actually goes to friendships too. Like if your friends doing too much, like they can show accountability too. But in a relationship aspect of it, if you're constantly sacrificing to make the other person happy, but you're not happy at all, like you're there invading your peace every time you get a second to yourself, like, oh, you never want to hang out with me, you never want to do anything with me. You with this motherfucker all the time. Sometimes it's okay to just have your own, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. So to me, that's sacrificing your peace. That's giving up your happiness. Like, you want to sit from a long day at work and sit to yourself. Say you sit in the car for a while, and that's your peace time. But someone, they're coming out here, be like, what are you sitting out here, what you doing? Like, they're accusing you of things. That's interrupting your peace, and we don't need nobody to interrupt our peace. 2025 is coming up very fast, and I'm gonna need everybody to really sit and reflect a little bit before the next year comes in, and be like, what have I been giving up for my peace? What's interrupting my happiness, my space, and things like that? Because I can honestly say my peace is fine, although things have been going on, and like, personally for me, my peace has always been there. I just, like I said, I overthink too goddamn much. That's just me. But forever and always, if I overthink anything, I still have that peace of mind. I still have that little inch of happiness that I'm like, okay, going through something stressful, but this person's my peace. Sitting and watching TV is my peace. Like, even like playing with the animal can be like my peace, like the calm down. Like, whatever is your peace, I feel like everybody should really try to find that, hone in on that, and get rid of anything that's not your piece. And another thing is like sacrifice, like giving up your dream because like you're like giving up something that you really, really want to do because the person is insecure. Again, that's another form of giving up your peace, that's giving up your happiness. And I feel like y'all see where I'm going with this. I'm not even gonna feed too much into that. Just point blank, don't give up your peace for anybody that's not feeding into your happiness. Don't give up your peace for anybody that's not encouraging you to fulfill your dream, fulfill your goals, like whatever you want to do. And if they're not encouraging, like, I seen this quote one day. I don't know how long ago it was, but I seen this quote, and it was like, if you're a flower, you're willing to grow, but like some things keep happening where like they're breaking you down and you're like wilting, but that one person comes around who's constantly watering you, like whether it's like words of affirmation, acts of service, like love languages, whatever your love language may be. If they're not constantly like feeding into you instead of taking it from you, like cutting off your leaves basically, then that's not for you. That's giving up your what you want to do for a piece of garbage that's don't need to be in your life, that's not encouraging you to be the best that you can be, whether by yourself, whether it's in a relationship, friendship, even hell, even fucking family. If your family's not constantly giving, like, saying you're doing a good job, even though things have been shitty, sometimes you gotta cut family off too. Just saying. Question 3. How do I start dating myself without making my partner feel left out? I'm not gonna lie to you, I stole this. I seen this question on TikTok when someone was just like, they just make little videos, whatever. So I thought it was a pretty good question that I wanted to answer myself. So if you want to just have that me time in a relationship, it's definitely possible. Everyone should do it. So you're not constantly feeling like you're stuck under that person's ass 24/7, 758. Because everybody needs that space. Especially if you live together, y'all also need to like either hang out with friends or hang out with just yourself, like get up early in the morning, have yourself go take yourself on like a breakfast date, coffee date. Just ride around, sit outside. That's anything can be doable to like date yourself. Right? So it's all about balance. You don't need to ditch them for every time you want to have a self-care moment. Just say it's me time. This is something I want to do for myself. Like you don't always gotta drag them. Say you get your nails on, you don't always gotta drag them to come get your like be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get my nails done. And they're like, I'll come with you. You're like, this is just my time to sit and relax and then just like enjoy myself and to get my nails done and occasionally like run an errand and then I'll come back and then later we can do XYZ, like watch a movie, cook dinner together, or anything like that. But everybody, regardless of relationship, or if you're single, you always need that me time. And this again, this can also go for friends. So if you're always constantly hanging out with your friends, but you're like, one of these times I need to hang out by myself and be like, hey, I don't want to hang not that I don't want to hang out with you guys today, but it's just I just need some time to myself. And if they understand that, those are true friends. If they don't understand that and they think you're leaving them for a man, a girl, or some other friends, you need to cut them off as well. But it's okay to prioritize yourself and let them know that you do need me time. Don't just go have me like just walk out and not tell them anything. I'm not saying you got to tell them all your business, but so if especially if they're overthinker, especially if they're like one to be super insecure or whatever, just give them that hint. Just be like, hey, I'm going such and such, gonna have some like me time, or I'm gonna run a few errands by myself and I'll be back type shit, right? But always put that little bit in there. You don't always have to come back and be like, hey, we can watch movies or whatever. Because like they can have their friends be like, hey, I'm going on a boys' night, girls' night, whatever. That's the me time, and then y'all can come back and interview, like come back and just be like, hey, how was your day? You had fun with the boys, you had fun with the girls. Prioritizing yourself in a relationship is not a bad thing. I just want y'all to know that it's not a bad thing because you do not need to be stuck under your significant other's butt 24/7, and that's where people fuck up, especially when they move in together. You're stuck under that person's butt because you see them 24/7, 7 days a week, every goddamn holiday, every time you go pee. Every time you go dookie into the kitchen, in the living room, you see them all the time. So everyone needs that moment to breathe and be look to the left, to the right, and just be like, oh, it's just me here, right? So always don't feel bad for prioritizing yourself in a relationship and having that time to you. All I'm trying to say. Number 4, what do I do if my friend always flakes but expects me to show up for them? So this kind of goes into friends a little bit. So I think everybody has this one friend that just vanishes, and then when it's your turn to vent, or when it's your turn to having like a party or something, or wanting to go out as a girls' night, it's always that one person or multiple people who be like, "Oh, I got something to do that day." When you told them days, weeks, months in advance, even, or even if y'all already had this plan, and they be like, "Oh, I have something to do." And they always want you to come to them and instead of them coming to you. I don't really need to say much about that. But I feel like if you always have that one friend that's constantly like, "Hey, why don't you come down here?" and you're always coming down there, and it feel like y'all can't meet in the middle. I feel like that's also a time where y'all need to have to sit down and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, I always come to you. Why can't you? We can meet in the middle. That's fine. Like, but I don't always want to constantly come back, like come down there to you, or and we can just alternate sometimes, like alternating coming up there, coming going down there, or even meeting in the middle somewhere that's neutral for both of y'all, like equal distance to hang out. That friend that puts in that effort to hang out is definitely a true friend, a real one. You don't like I said, I would never tell anybody that you have to tell everybody your business unless you absolutely want to. But for a friend that's willing to not sacrifice, but willing to be on that same page, be like, hey, we can hang out this weekend. I'll come to you because it's something I really want to do up there. Or, hey, we should go get some lunch and catch up. We haven't hung out in a while. It's this nice spot in the middle, like where it's equal distance for both of us. We can meet here at such and such time, such and such date. But if you're always constantly being like, hey, like you're always constantly planning some shit, but they're not there, and they're also always constantly planning some shit, but they never want to come hang out with you. Tell me in the comments who's in the wrong here, because I feel like just like a relationship, shit should be 50-50 in a friendship, a relationship, any aspect. So let me know what y'all think. If that friend don't show up for you, but constantly wants you to show up for them, go ahead and let them go, or have them a nice. You gotta be nice, nasty with people these days. Like my mama, I promise y'all, my mom's always like when she used to come to the school, she used to always be have this like she's like I gotta be nice, nasty with these people. Like you gotta have an attitude, but you also gotta be nice with it. Be like you gotta be like so. What have my son did and what? Like, I don't even know how to do it. I can't do it. She does it so well. I think that's a parent thing. But you gotta be nice, nasty with it. Like you gotta have an attitude, but don't have an attitude. You gotta say like nice words, and it's like a compliment sandwich. You tell them what they did wrong in a rude tone, and then you give them a compliment. It's something like that. So that's what you gotta do with friends that constantly feel like you gotta come to them, and you can't come. They can't come to you, and y'all can't meet in the middle. Ultimately, I would just let them go. That's probably why I don't have friends now. That's not why, but yeah, y'all get it. Last question is, how do I check my partner when they're being inconsistent without it turning into a fight? This question was actually given to me, so I don't know how it answers, but I do my best. I wrote a little something down, so if y'all see me looking this way, that's what I'm reading. Timing and having a decent tone is everything. Don't come at someone when they're already stressed. Don't come at somebody when they already know they're doing their absolute best. Like don't come at them when they're already like stressing something, right? Instead, pick a moment where everybody's chill, calm, and collected, and just kind of here's an example. Here's an example, right? Y'all are both been stressed and y'all haven't had time to hang out with each other, right? Y'all are constantly working, and when I get that moment to go to bed, and y'all both are up at the same time, and you're look to them, and you're just like, I feel like we've been off lately, and I would like to like figure out what's up, where we've been, and what can we do to like, kind of put that me time like that, find some time to be together and just like hang out and catch up because I feel like I haven't been able to catch up with you, right? Don't ever be like you haven't been here for me and I feel like you're just not into that anymore. Motherfucker, they're already stressed. Okay. They're already stressed. And you by using the word you just kind of feel like it's an attacking word in that aspect, right? Then be like, I feel like we as a whole haven't been at our best, right? Haven't been at our best, and then go from there. And they feel like they getting a little hostile, just be like, all right, never mind, and then pick a different moment. Because obviously that one seemed like it was it, but it wasn't it. But just try to pick the right time and don't start off yelling. Because when you start yelling, then it turns into a screaming match. And especially if y'all both girls, we not yelling. We fighting. Just saying. Actually, I'm not even fighting because I don't got time to argue these days. It's just not in me. I'm gonna just be quiet and I'm gonna just go watch some YouTube or some shit until I feel like it's time that we can be on the same page and talk like adults. And a lot of the times, I just let it go because it's not even worth time or energy. And I think like people start to realize that these days, like if you're still arguing 2024 going into 2025, that's also not protecting your peace. And that's also just giving energy and light to a situation that doesn't really need it. And that's how you get y'all push each other far, far away. That's all I'm saying. So that is the end of the episode. But before y'all click off the video, if y'all made it this far, thank y'all. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and then make sure y'all comment answers to these questions, especially these questions that's coming up, because I got a few rapid fire questions for y'all that I want y'all to answer. I'll try to answer. It's only two, okay? It's only two, so pay attention, real smooth. Okay, and I need y'all to answer these questions in the comments because comments help too. Y'all don't always gotta comment, but comments help too, along with likes and watching a damn video all the way. I can talk about it. It's fine. First rapid fire question is, what's one date idea for yourself you have to try? So let me know. Let me know down in the comments that if you ever took yourself on a self-care date, what's something you want to try for your next date for yourself? Like for me, I took myself on a self-care date one time and it was just to like to sit at a restaurant outside and I ate and I had a little drink or whatever. Best time, best time. I was in a relationship, but like just that moment to like sit sometimes by yourself. I put a little show on my phone, sit, drunk, ate. I was vibing. I was cool. So let me know down in the comments a self care like a one date idea for yourself that you would do, and then make sure y'all go try it. But number two, what's a non-negotiable in accountability? Number one for me was just like a pet peeve. If you can't own your mistakes without flipping it back on me, that's when it's time for me to go. If you did something and you turn to me, you trying to play victim when you know you did it, that's like cheating. Like you cheated, and you're like, well, I seen something in your phone. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But yeah, so let me know. The questions may be on the screen, but let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I thought it was a nice little quick little episode about accountability and then learning to date yourself as well, because I've seen some clips and I thought it would be good to talk about. So if y'all enjoyed the episode and if y'all think I look kind of nice with my hair, make sure y'all like the video, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next week in the next episode.